Hello everyone, WTR here with a short, well, relatively short haul video. I don't usually do haul videos, but a large box arrived from Big Bad Toy Store, my pile of loot that's sort of amassed over time. Figured I'd just show some of the stuff I picked up. And I also picked up some other stuff. You saw the Mewtwo video that arrived earlier this month. I got that off Ame. I also picked up the Kotobukiya Mega Man Zero Series Zero Plamo. I'm not so much a fan of Plamos just because they don't have the same durability as normal figures, but hey, whatever. They actually teased, Bandai teased that they might make a Mega Man Zero Series Zero back as an April Fool's thing. Turned out it was actually a Ultimate Armor X, so it was sort of lame. At any rate, let me jump straight onto the actual Big Bad Toy Store related stuff. First off, you'll notice this giant stack here. There's really nothing special about it. It's a ton of Green Lantern figures. Basically, I picked up a whole bunch for the spare Parallax pieces. There are 3 Rotlop fans there, 2 Kronas. Krona has a different piece. These are leg pieces. The rest are just arm pieces. I think it's 1 Hal Jordan and then Tomari, I think, or 2. I also picked up the NECA Mogwai series Stripe. Was really looking forward to this one. I was absolutely thrilled when I first saw them on display. The guys are totally messed up in box. I hate that. Those eye rollers, such a pain. But then for a while it looked like they weren't going to continue with the series. Was kind of devastated. Thankfully they did finally amass enough sales from their Series 2 stuff to justify going on with Series 3. And I finally got my Stripe, so I wouldn't have to worry about, I don't know, somehow trying to get a hold of him. You know, they still have the Spider Mohawk that's just been sitting there in like production hell forever. They showed it off like 3 years ago, I think, and then, you know, we haven't seen a release date or anything. By the way, this will be the only one I'm picking up from this wave. I'm not going to bother getting the Haskins. I had considered it, though. I still have to pick up Daffy. I wasn't quick enough on Big Bad Toy Store, and I skipped grabbing him from Toys R Us. And I'll probably get him off Amazon or something. Next up, we have a bot shot. I picked up the Optimus Prime on clearance. I sort of like the metallic look. Not a whole lot to say about this, though. Now, for some stuff I was really excited for, we have the new Hulk, the Marvel Universe 1. Of course, it was new when it came out, I think like 6 months ago, but because it's just sitting in my pile, you know, it takes a while to get here. You'll notice the packaging has this sort of cool little damage burst here, which is neat. You know, a lot more articulation than some of the previous Hulk figures, obviously excluding the World War Hulk. Next up, we have Beta Ray Bill, or Beta Ray Bill. Very cool. I love the sculpting and stuff. Unfortunately, he does use like a lot of sort of older design conventions where he doesn't have as much articulation, but yeah, it's very cool that we're just getting something on this scale. I also picked up the Gamma Smash Hulk. At the time that I bought this, I didn't know whether or not I'd be buying any of the other movie Hulks. Since then, I bought the Marvel Select one, and then Hasbro came out with their own Walmart exclusive 6-inch one, so bought him first, got the other 2 first. Still sort of like the sculpt here, but if you recall, the Avengers series, kind of a mess. They just didn't have much articulation. I guess it's more geared towards children, but despite that, they didn't really reduce the price for anything. I think the line retailed for like $10. I picked this one up on clearance, I think, finally, or somewhat marked down, maybe. But very good sculpting. It's just a shame that, you know, Hasbro couldn't more or less get the priorities right. I also picked up the Captain Britain. This one I think was on clearance for something. I sort of wanted this one, but was just holding off because I don't really care about Captain Britain. So when he went up marked down, figured, hey, what the heck. Speaking of odd clearance items, I ended up buying a Littlest Pet Shop octopus. I don't even know why I did this, nor why am I showing you this, but I sort of like octopuses. Sort of cool creatures, but it was like 90 cents. I figured, hey, I'll totally get that along with this other stuff I'm getting. I also picked up the sort of, I'm not sure if it was like a re-release of the first edition Prime. But I guess it was marked as being like a store exclusive or something. Originally these went to Toys R Us. Nice Big Bad Toy Store also got a shipment of them. It never hit my area. It's, well, I shouldn't say that. My area seemed to have the Bumblebees in, but I don't recall it getting the other figures. So I think it was just the Bumblebee, the RC, who I don't recall ever seeing. I don't think I saw the Starscream either. But the first edition Starscream, I like the look a lot better than both the Robots in Disguise Deluxe or the Voyager class. So I will just pick up this one for this series. By the way, he's definitely my favorite character on Transformers Prime. Very, very awesome stuff. Might be my favorite iteration of the character. He's absolutely spectacular. Well, so far from what I've seen of Season 2, I still need to finish that. I picked up the, I don't know if I'd call it classic armor, but you know, one of the more traditional looks for Iron Man. This was sort of close to what he went by in the 90s and stuff, or at least what I best remember the character for. I was very happy to see it come out. Now, there's supposed to be another version of this that was going to an Iron Man specific line. It was like shown off quite a deal before this. At first, when I heard they were going to be doing one of these in this line, I thought it was going to be the same figure, but when I checked back, I think it's somewhat different, so I'm curious what's going to happen with that. This Marvel Legends wave was the first one not to have a Build-A-Figure, or the first of the Hasbro ones since the relaunch, not have the Build-A-Figure. So I'm really not picking up much from that wave, but I definitely had to get him. I, of course, also wound up buying the Doctor Doom, which is just a re-release keeps falling down. The one from their Fantastic Four wave. It's weird. I guess it might be like the Hulkbuster or something, but it looks kind of like Samus Aran from the Metroid games. Actually, I should probably try to find the red and black, the standard colored Deadpool. So actually, by the end of this, I think I'll end up buying most of this wave, despite the fact it has no Build-A-Figure. So that's kind of weird. Next up, we have the Doctor Doom, as previously mentioned. I think it might be a straight re-release from what was in the Fantastic Four, the Ronan the Accuser wave, which was a store exclusive wave, never saw. But a very cool looking figure. Can't wait to unbox him. Unfortunately, he's quite a bit different than the Toy Biz Doombot I have, so I can't just line them all up and be like, oh, which one's the real one? You have to go back and just buy like a normal Toy Biz. And finally, I think it's everything. Oh no, it's not everything. I've got two more things after this, but almost finally we have the Terrax series Extremis Iron Man. Well, I finally will be able to finish Terrax, so I guess that is the finally. Now, it was sort of like a split ship, where if you ordered it, you wouldn't know which version you got. I was really hoping for the variant, the Stealth Iron Man, which actually was the version that first arrived at my local Target. Like when they first got their Marvel Legends figures in, I didn't pick it up then. I figured, you know what, I'd rather have them in the traditional colors, but as time went on, I figured, you know, I have a lot of Iron Man figures that are in that other deco. Maybe I should get the Stealth version, but of course, that version's a bit hard to get now. So yeah, it's a buyer's remorse of sorts, especially because the color, I think, is a bit cleaner on that one. At any rate, I probably wouldn't have picked this one up at all if not for the fact I needed the other Terrax leg. But hey, you know, it's another Iron Man for a Hall of Armors. As far as variants go, you can't do any worse than Iron Man, because Iron Man has a pretty justifiable display reason for all of them. And next to finally, we have the Transformers Prime Robots in Disguise Hotshot. I didn't pick up Bumblebee. I've got a lot of Bumblebees. I don't really care about Bumblebee. But he uses basically the same mold as Bumblebee, so I'm sort of covered. He's got a different head sculpt. I think Bumblebee just has a normal hood, whereas he has like a peg or something to prop stuff on, but otherwise I believe it's basically the same mold. I don't know 100% for certain, but I mean, who knows anything for certain. And last but not least, we have the, I guess, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Alice in Wonderland Alice. I guess Disney or somebody put this out. Now when I picked this up, for some reason I thought it was a chess piece. It's clearly not a chess piece. It's a statuette. I thought it'd be cool to have a little thing to just toss in like a standard chess set, especially because it's just a normal white piece. It's all plain. Whereas like a lot of the ones like Eagle Moss and stuff, they're decorative. They've got a lot of color to them. But no, it's just a statuette. I'm not sure if I'm going to unbox it or just display and pack, although the packaging is damaged. There's really not much to see here. A few of the other packages were damaged too, and that Big Bad Toy Store had this customer service email where they asked if I still wanted the product even though the package was damaged. I was like, I don't really care. Then I asked, would I be able to get a discount because they sometimes charge less for the lower packaging things, and they said no, because substandard to standard has no sort of a packaging differential, despite the fact that they charge like $2 extra for mint, so I hate these policies. But again, it generally doesn't bother me that things are sort of damaged in packs. I usually unbox all of them. The possible exception to this, because this looks kind of cool, and given that's a limited edition, which probably didn't sell very well because I think I got it on clearance finally. But yeah, this has been a look at most of the stuff that arrived in the month of April. There's one or two other things, no, a handful of other things that actually arrived, so it's not even a complete haul video for the month. I picked up some of the SH Figuarts Power Rangers characters from Hobby Link Japan. I think they were some sort of a sale. I got the Abihara yellow, and then I believe the Gokaiger green. Yeah, I think it was Gokaiger green, the pirate-themed Power Rangers. They're kind of cool. But yeah, I'll probably have those reviewed at some point. At any rate, I haven't been putting up as many videos. May or may not change in the near future. I've certainly got a lot of stuff to review, but I had a lot of stuff to review before then. It's just tough finding time sometimes. Then I was injured for a little bit, and my computer crashed. That's the sort of big one. I'm not sure what's going on with that, 'cause sometimes it seems to work, but I've mostly been using a laptop lately, and the laptop doesn't really have the same number of capabilities. But yeah, this has been a look at some of the stuff I picked up. There's some reflection there. Recently, until next time folks, when I have like a real video.